Greetings, internetizens. This is Elmerthien playing Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. In the last episode, a mysterious girl from a mysterious town came to London, pursued by witches. She jumped on a ship full of badger dolls, and got arrested. Luckily, the WA is on the case. What's more worrying is that someone's claiming to be her teacher. Oh, Maya's narrating. Nick was stuck working right up to when we left, so he's kinda tired. But I'm pumped and ready to get my sightseeing on. Even though he said he was only here for that attorney exchange thing and wouldn't have to appear in court, we still ended up in court. And Nick said I'm the one that would jinx us. Looks like we'll be defending Espella. Alright, I'm ready and raring to go.
Witness, state your name and profession.
Oh yeah, this guy.
A ship is always a risk at every hour, minute and second. That's where I come in. I am a peacekeeper, the one and only guardian to an otherwise defenseless ship.
Mr. Sparkly Teeth.
The name Smiles, Johnny Smiles, security guard supreme.
You'd be better off as a model. Well, maybe you're also a good guard. Somehow I've just been... I forgot what exactly his role in all of this was. But somehow I'm already assuming he's incompetent. Yeah, I was patrolling the freighter, and my expertly trained eyes leave nothing unseen. I'll go blind if he keeps smiling like that. Very well, Mr. Smiles. We would like to hear your testimony. Describe what happened during your night patrol. Yes, sir. Johnny Smiles will reveal all. That night I went patrol as usual. ZZZO. What's that? My keen ears latched onto some suspicious noises coming from the cargo hold. I sprinted at full speed to the cargo hold, but I was too late to stop the blow. The next moment I captured the criminal expertly. Is your head a boomerang? Within seconds I had established there was nothing out of order at the crime scene. Nothing out of order except someone who had been bunked? And so... the woman you arrested was... It was the defendant, Espella Cantabella, sir. And as per standard patrolling procedure, all lights were on and you saw her clearly. Is that correct, Mr. Smiles? Yes, sir. I'm an expert after all. Huh? Is it just me or did he hesitate before saying that? You're not supposed to be advertising yourself. You're in a court of law. It was aimed at Mr. Smiles. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Wait, I'm gonna check the record. Theft and assault. Light injuries on her or on the other... Yeah. But who? She or the... Espella or the victim? Oh. Owl Code School. How? Has she been brainwashed by a cult? So she doesn't know what England is? This suspicious teacher. The only way for you to be innocent is if you have no idea about bad things happening to your student. This guy, he saw the incident. Yes, sir! I'm starting to talk like that guy. Let us now see how skilled our visiting barrister is. Yes. By the way, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Our cross-examination procedure should be the same as anywhere else. But just in case, would you like to have it explained to you? The cross-examination procedure. Should I ask for an explanation? Wait, I'm not sure. I just react to everything he says, right? Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to refresh my memory. Nick, what are you thinking? The persecutor is already patronizing us. Just imagine what he'll be like if you ask. The lower his expectations are, the more he'll be crushed. But it's my first time in a British court. I'm kind of nervous. And my mind's just gone completely blank. Well, at least you weren't hit with a fire extinguisher. Nick. Anyway, what you do is listen to the guard's testimony really carefully. I thought I'd be... as I said, I don't remember much about this game, and somehow it would make more sense for the judge to explain. But her sister was Nick's mentor, and now she's dead. Then if something's suspicious, you press the witness and see what happens, or you can just press everything. Okay, let's do it, Nick. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. What is ZZZO?
Hold it!
That hold it was kind of different from what I've normally heard. Ah, that's right. It's not something you'd know, not being a security professional. Why is this highlighted? That's our special jargon. It's how we talk about the time in our trade. Seriously? It's... What about letters? What about numbers that don't resemble a letter? Let me get this straight, Mr. Professional. You're using letters to tell the time. See, ZZZO stands for 2220, which is 10:20 p.m. You don't have to explain it. Though, maybe Japanifornia uses American time. Right. So, 10:20 p.m. That's very accurate. How can you be so sure about the time? Well, that's when the TV show I always watch in the security room ends. TV show? I'm meant to do the rounds at 10 p.m., but for a pro like me, it's just a guideline. It doesn't sound very professional. He's just a noob trying to impress us at the jargon and stuff. Anyways, I was patrolling the ship, like I do every night. Your Honor, may I? Are we introducing penalties now? What is it, Prosecutor Flinch? I would like to get the event straight while referring to this crime scene photo. Oh yes, new evidence! The defendant and the crew member were fighting in the back of the cargo hold, is that correct? Yes, sir! They were fighting right under that emergency light. Oh ho ho! Some items are spilling out of the broken crate. Oh, apparently the PC stands for Police Constable. Indeed, that crate was broken by the defendant with a steel pipe. Incidentally, the items we can see spilling out are stuffed toys depicting London's own police mascot, PC Badger. I see. The crime scene photo shall be added to the court record. The witness may continue his testimony. Wait, I'll check the court record. Yes, this one has details. I can look at it close up. Oh, I can use the light, not the light, the eye tool, the magnifying glass. But nothing's getting highlighted. What's that bottle? I think it's a bottle or a jar. My keen ears latched onto some suspicious noises coming from the cargo hold. What kind of noises? And when you heard these noises, you immediately found them suspicious? That's right. An expert of my caliber can always tell when a noise is suspicious. Jude's advertising himself either to potential employers or to the ladies. Well, or the guys, I don't know. Potential partners. When my smiley sense starts tingling, it means there's a crime taking place. So, can you tell us more about the noises you heard? It was, that's right, the sound of two women fighting. Naturally, I sprang into action. So, is the victim a woman? Is it Darklaw? Oh, maybe Darklaw is the real culprit, and I arrived at the crime scene in the blink of an eye. In other words, you went to the cargo hold because you heard strange noises. Is that correct? Yes, that's about it. Maybe he's advertising chocolate. I'm back to where I started. I sprinted at full speed to the cargo hold, but it was too late to stop the blow.
Hold it!
The blow. The defendant, Miss Cantabella, hit the crew member with a steel pipe, didn't she? Yes, that's right. As I opened the door to the cargo hold, the defendant struck the victim's head. Had I arrived a second earlier, I would have gladly stopped the blow with my own head. Oh, do you have a crush on the victim? I don't think a second would have made much of a difference. Don't take this expert too seriously, Maya. The witness saw the defendant deal the blow, is that correct? Yes, sir. I expertly witnessed the crime with my very own sparkling eyes. Is that so? I see. The next moment I captured the criminal, expertly.
Hold it!
And you claim the assailant was the defendant, Miss Cantabella. What if she was switched out? What if there's two girls that look like that? One is from London, from the Alcott Academy. The other is from some kind of freaky brainwashed cult. Precisely! Naturally, she abandoned all hope, seeing a security pro like myself join the scene. She dropped that steel pipe she was holding to the floor with a clank. I see. Wait, check the thingy, the photo. Was there a pipe on... Yeah, the pipe is on the floor. That's what a guilty person would do in that situation. Or just a surprised person. I don't know. Exactly, Your Honor. There is no need to continue this cross-examination. Within seconds, I had established there was nothing out of order at the crime scene. That's it. I'm presenting the broken crate.
Objection!
Ha! The music stopped. You're saying that there was nothing out of order in the cargo hold. Well, that's a bit funny. The point is, one of the crates in the cargo hold appears to have been tampered with.
Objection!
That! The defendant must have smashed it with the pipe. Nothing odd about it. Yeah. These guys. The pains, the ouchies, and flinch. The ratata and, in this case, more like squavet of Ace Attorney. They always have a squeaky voice. Squavet because we're not in Kanto anymore. Pokemon references. There's always. Every generation introduces a basic mammal and a basic bird. And this guy's not worthy of being compared to the Rookie line. Please take a look at the crime scene photo. That's a lot of badgers. There's this broken crate where the fight took place, but also there's another crate here that seems kind of strange, don't you think? This crate, sitting quite a distance away from where the fight took place, appears to have been forced open. Isn't this the sort of thing a security guard should immediately notice? You testified that you established there was nothing out of order at the crime scene. So how come you didn't notice something so obvious? Order! Order! That's certainly a serious oversight. Particularly for someone claiming to be an expert. Whether the witness is an expert or not, bears no relevance to this case. And what matters is that he saw the defendant hit the victim with a steel pipe.
Hold it!
Was that him? What you just said? I'm afraid I can't let that slide. Excuse me? I am an expert guard. Focused, thorough, precise, true professional. Are you trying to kill bugs with that head? To prove it, I will testify once more. Yes, please amend your testimony. You're all dying to know why I ignored that one crate, huh? What? Very well. The witness shall continue his testimony. What excuse do you think he'll come up with this time, Nick? Yeah. I'm kind of messed up the melody of the sentence, so I just put some extra words in. Who knows? I've got a bad feeling about this, though. What did he actually see? It's only natural that I missed the other crate. The lights in the cargo hold weren't on. Looks pretty well lit, but that was after he came. But of course I had this. A guard's best friend is his trusty pocket torch. The emergency light was on, mind, so it wasn't so dark I couldn't see. I saw that girl stand right in front of the crew member as she attacked. And there was no one else in that room. You will have Johnny's word on it. Wait a moment. The security company claims that the lights were on during the patrol. Oh, a security company. He's advertising that. He's not an employee of the boat company. Yes. That's the official procedure, you see. But those light controls can be such a pain in the... Wait, no, that's not it. I mean... the pipe's not in the record. The truth is, an expert like me doesn't need those lights to do his work. Not when I've got this. The focused beam of my thirsty torch cuts through darkness like a laser. The witness will refrain from pointing the torch in this direction. Justice may be blind, but I'd rather not be. Oops, sorry, Your Honor. This trusty torch shall be added to the court record as evidence. Whose fingerprints? Probably his. Oh, what is that? Take a sniff, it's just chocolate. What is it, Your Honor? This pocket torch is covered in something sticky and brown. It seems my sweet little buddy's been up to some mischief. Sweet little buddy? Do you mean your chocolate? Oh, he's got an infinite chocolate bar. It's just normal stuff in the Ace Attorney series. Props constantly getting destroyed and somehow regenerating. Johnny left sticky fingerprints all over his flashlight. Don't look at me. I'm not touching it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. It's only natural that I missed the other crate. Lights?
Hold it!
According to the rules, the lights have to be on, is that right? Don't spread the news, but between you and me, I'm not very good with the light controls on that ship. Even a security expert like me has their flaws, you know. So he just neglected his duty. Didn't you say before that you're focused, thorough and precise? A true professional? Yes, that's true, of course. Always focused, thorough and precise, except when I'm cutting the odd corner. I'm to be a well-balanced professional, you know. Yes. Even Flinch looks unsure of how to handle this guy. But of course I had this. A guard's best friend is his trusty pocket torch. Do I present the watch? Yeah, not the watch. The torch.
Hold it!
A guard's best friend? You mean that flashlight? Flashlight? It's a pocket torch. Ever watched crime dramas? Torchlit night patrols and all that? Oh, we've got a little language difference. It's a British thing. Yeah. That's why Phoenix is madly confused about it because he's from Japaniformia. I've always thought it looked so cool. In fact, that's why I became a security guard. Really? That's a unique reason. By the way, what about the chocolate smudges on the flashlight and torch? A well-prepared guard has a torch in his right hand and a chocolate bar in the left. It's like an emergency ration. I'm so hot on security issues that it tends to melt. So the flashlight is covered in fingerprints from his sticky right hand. Why? I'm not sure why this... The emergency light was on mine, so it wasn't so dark I couldn't see. Ooh. It looks dark. I feel like presenting it.
Objection!
Nope. There is a clear contradiction between this statement and the evidence. And how are they even related? They aren't, are they? Indeed, they are not. And here is your penalty. Penalty? That sounds pretty serious when said by the judge. Not much to do here.
Hold it!
An emergency light? The defendant and the crew member fought under that emergency light. Ah yes, there it is, in the back of the room. Yes sir, the cargo hold was faintly lit up by that little red light there. But the regular lights are on in this picture. Well yeah, I switched them on before the police came. What? I didn't want to risk my bright career over my slightly different take on the rules. After all, I'm an expert. It's all in the details. You're an expert, all right. An expert in bending the rules. I saw that girl stand right in front of the crew member as she attacked.
Hold it!
And you saw that clearly? Yes. I got there, opened the door, and then BAM! That's when it happened. I felt it in my shades. They spoke to me. Johnny, you're looking at a crime here. Huh? Wait a second, why were you wearing... You were wearing sunglasses? Yeah. What's a security guard without a pair of shades? These babies are a part of me. Witness, you were patrolling the freighter with sunglasses on? Of course I was. Whatever I do it with style. Is a bit of vanity a crime? Don't you wear your specs for the same reason? Vanity? I wear them because I'm short-sighted, I'll have you know. You've got that right, Flinch. So, Johnny had sunglasses on, in a dimly lit room. Do you think he actually managed to see anything? Nick, check the court record. There might be a contradiction in Johnny's testimony. Not sure. It's from the victim, right? Or not? Laceration, that's like a cut, I think. This vision must have been obscured. Yeah, good idea. So there might be a contradiction, huh? Witness, continue your testimony. And there was no one else in that room. You have Johnny's word for it.
Hold it!
However, you didn't even notice the other crate. This one here. How can you prove there wasn't someone hiding inside that box? Not a possibility, I'm afraid. Huh? That wharf is fitted with CCTV cameras. The recordings from that night have already been examined. And not a single person was seen leaving the ship. If there are security cameras monitoring the ship, then why do they bother keeping Johnny around, Nick? Whoa, whoa, not so loud, Maya. So there were no other intruders? Yes, sir, that's right. Oh man, some guard he is. What about the witches turning into birds? That persecutor could have at least checked if the lights were on or not. Yeah, you know. Maybe this hasn't been all that properly investigated. You think so? In any case, some things the guard said are kinda strange. Let's see what he says when I show him some evidence. It's only natural that I missed the other crates. The lights in the cargo hold weren't on. What am I supposed to present? Oh yeah, his torch!
Objection!
Damn it.
Hold it!
According to the rules. Nope. We're looping back. What the heck? Do I present the torch or something? I don't really see any more information. you were wearing shades? But how do I present that? Do I just... It doesn't say anything about his shades on the profile. I feel like presenting his shades. Or do I present it on a sub-statement? I'm just presenting his picture because his profile. I don't know.
Objection!
Nope. Oh, I get it. Back of the head. Right? Yeah. Skin was damaged from getting bonked.
Objection!
You're sure the defendant was standing right in front of the crew member? Absolutely. They were facing each other the entire time. Well, that's weird, because it clearly contradicts this evidence. What do you mean? According to the victim's medical report, the blow was dealt to the back of the head. The back of the head? Do you understand now? If they were facing each other, there's no way the victim could have been hit from behind. Yes, sir! He's broken. Witness, can you offer an explanation for this contradiction? Yes, explain yourself. It's the first I'm hearing of this. Yes, sir, it's strange, isn't it? I'm totally sure they were fighting face to face. Big sus. I'd swear there's melting chocolate bar on it. It doesn't look like he's lying, but then... Oh... He's just worried about his job, that's why he's so scared. Hey Nick, look at me! Maya, what the heck? What are you doing, Maya? I was just checking if I could hit the back of your head while you were facing me. It doesn't seem doable, especially for someone as vertically challenged as me. How about you keep your dangerous little experiments inside that head of yours, Maya? I kind of like living things. I would live, you just might get amnesia. At least we've learned a couple of important things. First, that this witness is unreliable. And second, that the prosecution didn't investigate this case properly. If my gut feelings is right, there's much more to this case than meets the eye. Now's my chance. What should I do? No. Usually first cases just only have one witness. But that's because the victim is dead. And dead people's testimonies are not admissible in court. I can't get ahead of myself. It's better to wait and see what happens. What are you doing, Nick? This is our chance. This is when you're supposed to point your finger and wave it in people's faces. You've got to do it when you're there floored by that contradiction. Yeah, you're right. Your Honor, The defense asserts once more that the defendant, Spela Cantabella, is innocent. What? This is foolishness. Just who do you think you are, anyway? A famous lawyer from the esteemed country of Japanifornia. We've defended a celebrity, who else? Our assistant... and our rival... waltzing in here with your ridiculous assumptions. Balderdash, I say. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, also a possible phantom thief. What did he just say? This guy just had some very specific expectations, or it's rigged. Not how it was supposed to be. Oh, now he's suspicious. In light of this new development, the court's opinion is that the defendant is in no way cleared of suspicion. However, the witness's testimony has been proven unreliable. Flinch doesn't look like the type to hit someone with a metal pipe, but he could be corrupt. That's more like it. Looks like I'm starting to win over the judge. Don't forget that the defendant admits all charges. Surely her guilt is beyond doubt. Or she's protecting someone.
Objection!
Or maybe she thinks that jail will protect her from the witches. The defendant is just a schoolgirl. You can't go on her confession alone. So far we have established only one thing. That Mr. Smiles is neither an expert nor even a reliable witness.
Hold it!
In my long 6-month career as a security guard, never have my professionalism and expertise been questioned. You're a noob. Isn't 6 months barely past the probation period? You're saying Goldilocks there is innocent. In other words, that she didn't assault anyone. And that she didn't steal this toy. Isn't that so, Mr. Lawyer? Yes, at least. We have yet to see any proof that she tried to steal it. I got you there. Huh? What got me how? I have a decisive piece of evidence. The proof that the girl was trying to kidnap PC Badger. What? You do? Even Flinch is shocked. When I seized the girl at the crime scene, she was clasping this in her hand. She didn't even seem to notice. And what would that be? It would appear to be PC Badger's stag, Your Honor. Now that you mention it, this mascot does have some sort of ill-fitting tag attached. What's this engraved on the tag? Is that an address? Oh, you mean there's an address written on there? It would appear to be Scotland Yard's and their telephone number. It is Scotland Yard's mascot after all. This tag, it's been ripped from one of the PC Badger toys. Yes, sir. The suspect was caught in the act of nicking this very toy. The tag was ripped off during the fight. I don't think a child who stole a toy should get Arrested? Maybe a fine? I don't know. What? Then this stag is... Oh yeah, she's also suspected from assaulting someone. What we have here is the decisive evidence that she was trying to steal the cargo. No way! I wasn't expecting evidence like that. Witness? I was never informed of such evidence. If you had this in your possession, why didn't you hand it in to the police? Sorry, Mr. Prosecutor. I'm an expert at what I do. And my expert advice to myself was that I'd better keep this as my secret weapon. So I waited for the right moment to single-handedly settle this trial. Oh, you think you're the hero of this game? Looks like Flinch and I are both in uncharted waters now. This tag is vital evidence. It will be added to the court record. Yeah. Defense. Mr. Wright, was it? Yes, Prosecutor Flinch. Your appearance in this court was a very hastily decided affair, and that's why you thought you could steamroll him? That's true. That call from the Attorneys Association came out of nowhere. Perhaps in all the confusion the request from your client escaped your attention? Were you not instructed to accept the sentence proposed by the prosecution? Did she request that? Or did their suspicious teacher person request that? Come to think of it, Miss Darklaw did say something about that before the trial. She's pleading guilty, so there's not much you need to do. I suggest you accept the punishment proposed by the prosecution. That's what you were asked to do. You have convinced us all of your skill, so your good name will not suffer. Why not simply admit the defendant is guilty and call it a day? Look, Phoenix once admitted guilt, tried to admit guilt for a crime he didn't commit. At least once. What do you say to that, Mr. No. What do you say to that, Mr. Wright? Depending on your stance on this matter, the court may now pass the verdict. My stance? It's something I don't need to think twice about. The defense requests that the trial continue. What? The defense stands by its assertion that Espella Cantabella is not guilty. Very well, Mr. Wright. If that's your desire, then I too have a request to make. Your Honor, don't ask the judge for a cup of tea. Yes, Prosecutor Flinch. The prosecution calls its second witness. Hey, wait a second. What about me? Come on, guys, don't forget about Johnny. Let me start over from the top. No detail omitted. You've already embarrassed yourself enough. I suggest you leave the witness stand and go back to witnessing your crimes on television. Yes. Yes, sir! I believe a break is in order. The court will now adjourn for a 15-minute break, Mr. Flinch. Mr. Flinch, prepare your witness. Is that understood? Yes, Your Honor. The defense has no objections. Do we finally get to talk with our client properly? Looks like Flinch finally got serious about this case. And that means the real game starts now. Oh, we are switching again, aren't we? Yes, hey. Or not. Phew. Glad the first part's over. That witness was quite a character. I bet he'd love to be one. In a crime drama. He'd end up making it a comedy though. I'd hate it if poor Espella was found guilty because of his shaky testimony. But at least now it looks like we might be able to get Espella a not guilty verdict. Yeah, I hope that cheered Espella up a bit. Ah, I forgot about Darklaw. She's reading my newspaper. Maybe it's just me, but she doesn't look pleased. Oh, it's you. I appreciate your efforts, Mr. Wright. Thank you. But while I understand your drive to win this case... my drive? This is not the time for your personal ambitions. The ambition to protect the innocent. I told you before, didn't I? That Espella is pleading guilty, and that you should accept the proposed punishment. This incident has already been settled between our school and the police. But, Miss Darklaw, Espella could be innocent. Believe me, it will be in Espella's best interest if you end the trial as soon as possible. The more this trial drags on, the more traumatic it is for this poor girl. I'm sorry. She may be saying that she's guilty, but is she really? In any case, Mr. Wright, we don't want our school being shoved into the limelight because of this case. But you couldn't put that upon yourself in exchange for, not getting your student arrested, right? So if you could please refrain from picking at meaningless details, such as that toy. Get this trial over with quickly. This is your client's wish, Mr. Wright. I understand. I'll do my best. It's a relief to hear that. Let's go, Espella. Yes, Miss Darklaw. What the heck was that all about? We've been busting our butts in there trying to prove that Espella is innocent, and she expects us to just give up now? Why are you yelling at me, Maya? But when you think about it, Darklaw's acting very strange. Her own pupil's on trial and she just stands around reading other people's newspapers. Yeah, what's she so busy reading about anyway? There's nothing about Espella in that paper. Was she checking the soccer scores or something? The break is almost over. We'd better go back. Flinch looked really confident about this new witness. I'm Spella's defense attorney. I'll stand by her no matter what. Oh yes, she's testifying. The court will now reconvene. Prosecution, is your witness ready? Of course, Your Honor. Bailiffs, please bring her in. Oh, it's not her. Witness, state your name and occupation.
My name is Olivia Radente. The warm winds of the Mediterranean Sea carry the spicy scent of a seafood stew.
Wait, I'll just check the news. Something about jewel thieves.
A hot Sicilian stew that soothes the hearts of sailors braving the raging waters. Blessed be the Sicilian cuisine and il nostro mare.
Ooh. Girl, you were on the Thames. But I suppose the Mediterranean Sea has better food in it. Yes, Miss Aldente is employed as a cook on the freighter where the crime happened. A cook? That's interesting attire you are wearing, Miss Aldente. This is my work outfit. It gets very hot in the kitchen, you know. It will be a pleasant change after the chocoholic guard. He got up my nose. Oh. Do you not like chocolate? Nice to see the judge is remaining impartial. Alright, maybe he just prefers to look at a young woman. Miss Aldente discovered the defendant in the cargo hold when she went for supplies. She found a spell? That would make her the crew member that Johnny saw fighting with Espella. That is right, Mr. Wright. Miss Aldente was the first person to discover the intruder. Then she is the victim of assault, hit with a steel pipe. How cruel. If I'd only had my precious kitchen knife with me at the time, I'd have shown her my exceptional cutting skills. Oh, that's the tower bridge made of old potato peel, not cheese. Nick, look at that! She's an expert potato peeler. We'd better watch out around here. Now the judge should watch out. He looks like a potato. I'll keep that in mind. Witness, we will now hear your testimony. Describe to us what happened in the cargo hold. Certamente, gladly. My Spanish is leaking. She's supposed to be Italian. I went to the cargo hold to check my supplies. It was past 10 p.m. and I found that girl hiding and clutching one of them bizarro toys. She made as if to run away, so I tried to stop her. Then she grabbed a pipe. She's short, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge, but she hit me on the end. I blacked out in a few minutes. According to the medical report, you suffered a laceration to your head, correct? That It's covered by the chefette, so you can't see it now. Oh, they commented on her outfit because it's a very tight. It's a sexy chef outfit, not the normal chef outfit. But when I chop up veggies, it hurts in the rhythm of the strikes. Chop, chop, chop. That sounds most terrible, Miss Al Dente. I should have been more careful, but she looked like a little Piccola girl. Olivia is much taller than Espella. Yeah, Espella's about the same size as you. But that pipe is long. I may be short, but I'm well proportioned, and that's what matters. Not too fat, not too skinny. Hey, Your Honor, the prosecution would like to present the decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt. Oh, a photo of the pipe. This is a photograph of the defendant's fingerprints on the steel pipe. As you can see, the fingerprints are very clear. They were left by the assailant. They have already been examined and found to be those of the defendant. Well, that settles it. This is undoubtedly decisive evidence. Let's check it. Oh, it's not in the record yet. What? The fingerprints on the weapons are Espella's? Just to put your inquisitive mind at peace, Mr. Wright, there are no other fingerprints. This photograph shall be added to the evidence. Yes. Have I not warned you, Mr. Wright? Further examination is but a waste of time. What does it mean? I suppose fingerprint powder has been used to highlight the fingerprints. Left hand down, right hand up. Or the other way around? That would be awkward. Nick! What do we do now? This evidence clearly points to Espella. I check it again. No. The hands. If we flip it. Let me see. With my own eyes, with my own hands. It's an awkward hold. The thumbs on the bottom here. We're pleading that Espella's not guilty. And if she's innocent, then this witness is lying. All we need to do is expose that lie. I've got to think straight and focus on finding the truth. The defense may cross-examine the witness. I went to the cargo hold to check the supplies. It was past 10 p.m.
Hold it!
You had to check the supplies at that late hour. It must be tough being a cook. No, the saying, a thirsty sailor will drink the old Mediterranean Sea. That's why I always need to make sure we're properly stocked up, sweetie. Huh, is she making those sayings up? The incident occurred at 10:20 p.m. when Smiles was doing the rounds. I see. Understood. And what happened in the cargo hold? And I found that girl hiding and clutching one of them bizarro toys.
Hold it!
And this bizarre toy she was holding was none other than P.T. Badger, was it? The girl held it in a tight grip, like a sea hawk holds its prey. Are you certain it was the defendant? It was kinda dark in that room, but I swear on Neptune it was her. The witness was engaged in a face-to-face fight with the defendant. Do I present evidence to flinch now? And I can't. Even if the room was poorly lit, there is no doubt she would recognize her assailant. Espella was holding PC Badger. Did she intend to steal it? What did the witness do upon discovering the intruder? She made as if to run away, so I tried to stop her. Then she grabbed a pipe.
Hold it!
The defendant tried to escape. She had nowhere to run though, cause she was at the far end of the room. I'm really good at catching chickens that try to run away from the knife, so I caught her rapidamente. And when you caught her, things took a violent turn. Yeah, she was so small, you know, you wouldn't think she had it in her. There was a steel pipe propped against the wall, right next to her. Was it the pipe from this picture? Yeah. She picked it up and held it in both ends. And then... She's short, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge. First, let's press everything. You're sure it was the defendant that swung the pipe at you? We know it was the defendant, because her fingerprints were found on the weapon. As you can see, she held the pipe with both hands, just as the witness has stated. Espella's fingerprints. It's some hard evidence, but then again. What is it, Nick? There's something about those fingerprints. Oh, it sounds like you're onto something, Nick. Don't get too excited. It's just a hunch. These fingerprints, they don't look quite right to me for some reason. He was holding the short end up. Espella swung this pipe whilst holding it in both hands. any case, pray tell us what happened after the defendant took a swing at you. But she hit me on the head. I blacked out for a few minutes. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her testimony. Still. Got any ideas, Nick? This one piece of evidence has been on my mind. It's not something easy to see, but it feels out of place. I didn't notice anything. I'd better take a second look at the court record. I've got nothing concrete, just a hunch to go on, but should I present that? She'd be swinging it at your crotch.
Objection!
You're claiming the defendant swung the pipe at you. Well, that's impossible. Why do you say that, sweetie? The defendant's fingerprints were found on the pipe. However, there is a contradiction here. A contradiction? Impossible? That is the most interesting. Well then, the defense shall explain. What in the photo of the fingerprints contradicts the testimony? The position. It's the position of the fingerprints, Your Honor. Oh, the position? The orientation, how else would you describe it? According to the witness's testimony, the defendant held the pipe like this. In order to hit the witness on the head, she raised the pipe like so. That is preciso what she did. And then she struck from above. But here's the problem. Think about the fingerprints that she would have left had she done just that. What are you getting at, Mr. Wright? Look closely at the way I'm holding the pipe. In this situation, the fingerprints would look like this. The thumb is above the other fingers. Indeed, there's no doubt about it. Now take a look at the fingerprints that were actually left on the pipe. Goodness, the thumb, it's below the other fingers. What? That's right. Miss Al Dente. What? What is it? Had the defendant attacked you as you described, the fingerprints would have been the other way around, which means something's not right with your testimony. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? These fingerprints were submitted as decisive evidence. How come this contradiction was not brought to light before? No! Miss Al Dente, what do you have to say about this? Excuse me, Miss Al Dente. Know how to bring out the full sweetness of a sweet potato? You use a pinch of salt. Interesting, right? You use salt to make something taste sweeter. I'm not following. I remember it now. It was the other way around, not as you'd expect it. I'm sorry, I got a bit confused. You'd normally hold a pipe like that. But she's so small, and the pipe is heavy. She'd held it the other way. And how would she hit your head? the other way. Not like this. She held it in this way.
Objection!
But you testified she fiercely swung the pipe at you. I'm telling you, I got confused. Olivia, sorry, okay? How could you mistake the way she held the pipe if she was right in front of you? Oh, why don't you go fry an egg? What does it matter if she held it one way or another? You wouldn't call a slightly salted sweet potato a salty potato, because it's still a sweet potato, no matter what you add to it. The witness probably has a point, doesn't she, Mr. Wright? Huh. So the defendant attacked the witness holding the pipe backhanded. It seems a bit unnatural, but it does make sense, I suppose. She'd have to twist her hands. Indeed it does, Your Honor. There is no problem with this evidence, after all. Does the defense agree? No. If I agree, there are no problems with this evidence. We'll be one step away from losing this case. There's gotta be a contradiction somewhere in that fishy testimony. Could a spy have hit Olivia holding the pipe backhanded?
Objection!
Well, Miss Aldente, I'm afraid that you're in a pickle now. I don't really see why. Adding a pack of lies to a testimony can turn things very sour from a witness. It would seem the defense is prepared to prove its claim. That there is a contradiction in this witness's testimony. Correct, Your Honor. I won't know until I try. The defense shall now present evidence to the court. The evidence contradicting the assertion that the defendant hit the witness holding the pipe backhanded is the medical report. Unless she was doing some freaky gymnastics, bending over backwards.
Take that!
Miss Aldente, you previously testified that you were using that hat to cover the wound you received in the assault. It's normal for signorinas to cover up things they don't want others to see. That's not all. You also described the defendant as little, if you recall. That is to say, Miss Cantabella is at the very least shorter than you. I've grown tall and healthy thanks to the wonderful Mediterranean sunshine. Let me ask you then. How did a girl shorter than you holding a heavy pipe backhanded manage to land a blow to the back of your head? I'd say it's impossible. The fingerprints on the weapon show that the defendant held it backhanded. But even if she didn't, it is highly unlikely she would be able to hit Miss Aldente's head like that. Order! I will have order. What is the defense getting at? Even if it was highly unlikely, it cannot be proven that it was impossible. Miss Cantabella's fingerprints were found on that pipe, Your Honor. Nothing can change the fact that it was the defendant who held the weapon. That is so. Does the defense have any comments? I can't deny it. It's clear that Espera did hold that pipe. She held it like this, right? Why would she do that? It would be hard to hit anyone like this. And she holds it like that. It looks as if... The court recognizes the validity of the prosecution's objection. Fingerprints on the weapon prove that it was used by the defendant.
Objection!
The defendant's fingerprints may be on the pipe, however, that doesn't prove she hit anyone with it. There's not even blood on it. Nonsense! What else would she pick up a steel pipe for?
Objection!
Oh, I think I've got a pretty good idea. Well, then the defense may elaborate on its idea. What I say next will turn this trial around. The defendant's fingerprints were left on the weapons when she tried to defend herself. It was a shield. Well, naturally. She held the pipe with both hands when she stopped it from coming down on her head. Oh, stopped it? With both hands? That's right, like this. Please take another look at this photo. These are not the fingerprints of an assailant, but rather the fingerprints of a victim who was defending herself. Which brings us to the conclusion that Miss Cantabella didn't attack the witness. She was in fact a victim, desperately trying to defend herself. This cannot be. And if Miss Cantabella was a victim, who was the real assailant? There's only one person who could have done it. The only other person at the crime scene was Olivia Al Dente. It was you, wasn't it? Yeah! Order, order, order! If I cannot have order, the court will be adjourned. Be quiet, all of you! You just don't quit, do you? Excuse me, that fish is not a good hostage? I mean, oh yeah, she's holding it out of the water, but it's probably not gonna die out of that. Like, threatening to kill a creature that we're probably gonna cook anyway is not very effective. And steel is not very effective against water. A lousy lawyer like you should get the job. How about I show you my knife up close? Have you lost your mind, Mr. Wright? The witness is the victim, not the assailant. There are no fingerprints other than the defendant's on the weapon.
Objection!
Look at the witness's outfit. She's wearing gloves. That's why she left no fingerprints. You basically see origin. But you cannot be sure she was wearing gloves that night.
Objection!
The witness has called this her work outfit, so she must have been wearing it when she went to check the supplies. Oh, the witnesses get their own lines. Not just Mr. Garderman. You devious lawyer, slippery as an eel. It was me because I had gloves on, as if it was only me wearing gloves. She's the only one in the courtroom wearing gloves. That guy? The guard. He was wearing gloves too. The guard? Oh, was that the previous witness? Oh, that's right. The gloves are part of the guard's uniform by a regulation. See, that guard, Johnny, he was wearing gloves that night too. What do you say to that, Mr. Wright? Since you're claiming that the assailant is the person who had gloves on, that would make the guard a suspect as well. Could Johnny be the culprit? No! Johnny Smiles is not the culprit. Why not? Anyone with gloves could have done it. Didn't you just say that? No, I didn't. However, it does seem plausible that the guard could have done it. He was wearing gloves after all. I'm afraid that's impossible, Your Honor, and I have proof. You do? Fascinating. Let's see this proof if you really have it. Please enlighten us as to why Smiles cannot be the culprit. Provide the proof. The flashlight.
Take that!
Mr. Smile is, to put it nicely, what you may call a free spirit. There is no guarantee he would follow the rules and wear his full uniform. And this evidence proves he did not wear gloves. Wait, don't throw that filthy torch at me. Will someone please wipe the chocolate of this evidence? No, Your Honor, this chocolate is the evidence. What? Mr. Smiles was snacking on a chocolate bar during his patrol. That's why his flashlight is in this sorry state. And covered in his chocolatey fingerprints. Therefore, we know that he didn't wear gloves when patrolling the ship that night. Rule-breaking, chocolate-loving Johnny Smiles was not the culprit. What? She said, that's ridiculous. Your Honor, the defense has merely pointed out a possibility. To call this witness a criminal without actual evidence against her is preposterous.
Objection!
The prosecution's duty is to clear what doubts there may be regarding the defendant's guilt. And I have demonstrated that there is at the very least a possibility that the witness is not telling the truth. At the very least, Spela Cantabella is not innocent. As corroborated by PC Badger, the toy that she attempted to steal. What was that? Did Olivia just freeze for a second? Prosecutor Flinch explained to the court about this toy, this new piece of evidence. This is the stuffed toy that the defendant tried to steal that night. One of its legs would appear to be missing. A poor thing. Was it chopped off? This mishap befell PC Badger as the witness and defendant were fighting. The captain of the freighter reported the damage after the defendant's arrest. So this is the stuffed animal Olivia snatched from Espera. I see. The court would like to hear the witness's testimony regarding this evidence. Witness, your testimony. Are you trying to serve us a meal? Excuse me, witness, you have been asked to testify. I'm so very sorry. I got a little upset from all these accusations. I'm not used to this, to being called a liar. Yes, it's only natural. Don't worry about that. It's all that slimy attorney's fault. Why do I feel like an eel on a chopping board? The witness will now testify. Tell us how you retrieved this toy from the defendant. Gladly. Oh, il nostro mare. You're in London. I wonder what she's saying. I don't get it. It means our sea in Italian. Whatever she said, I'll make sure this is the last time she said it in court. I wrestled this toy back from the thief and then gave it to the police. When I found that girl, I thought I couldn't let her get away with our precious cargo. Naturalmente, I had to get the toy back from her first. Its leg got ripped off though. But there's no way I could have attacked her with that pipe. I was holding the toy in one hand. I don't remember much about the when I was it, but I got the toy back at least. Ah, I see. What a commendable attitude, going to such lengths to protect the cargo. I may not be a security guard, but I'll do what it takes for the sake of our ship. It didn't do much good in the end. This PC badger is way too damaged to be sold. These lovely little toys are made at a workshop in London. We transport them down the River Thames, distributing them to children as we go. Didn't she call them bizarre toys earlier? And now suddenly they're cute? And what about fingerprints on this toy? It is a soft toy after all, so no usable fingerprints were found. Well, that is unfortunate. Regardless, the court accepts it into evidence. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. But first, check out this badger. It looks like a weird bug. All I can read is Lohan. Wait, no.
Hold it!
When you entered the cargo hold, Espera had this stuffed animal. Naturalmente, I caught her red-handed. She was trying to steal it. I'm telling you. To be honest, it doesn't sound like she's lying. But is Espera really a thief? We can't be sure about it. Just picking something up doesn't make you a thief. Anyway, something else in her testimony is on my mind right now. Has the defense changed its mind about the innocence of its client now? Witness, continue your testimony. What did you do after coming across the defendant? When I found that girl, I thought I couldn't let her get away with our precious cargo.
Hold it!
This precious cargo was picked up from London? Yeah, the workshop where they make them is by the River Thames. We come to pick up the cargo regularly. As it's a regular delivery service, we did not see the need to investigate the cargo. If you confiscated our cargo for inspection, I wouldn't be able to carry out my cooking experiments. Confiscate? What the heck is she cooking with exactly? I think we all see how committed Miss Aldente is to her work. Commitment and passion are the main ingredients of every dish I cook. Naturalmente, I am... Yeah, that was...
Hold it!
The stuffed animal's leg got ripped off when you were fighting. Yeah, it came off easier than the shell of a freshly boiled lobster. Let's see. This thing does seem kind of flimsy. Stop picking on PC Badger. He may be a plushie, but that's no reason to make fun of him. It's not made very well though. It looks like it might just come apart if you pull a bit. I ripped it out of the girl's hands and kept it with me until the police came. But there's no way I could have attacked her with the pipe. I was holding the toy in one hand.
Hold it!
So you didn't hit the defendant with this steel pipe? Aren't you forgetting who's the victim here, sweetie? I am, and I didn't strike myself with that pipe. Aren't you getting things backwards? Feeling dizzy? Perhaps you haven't been eating properly? She's right. Someone else must have hit her. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but I don't remember much about when I was it, but I got the toy back at least.
Hold it!
You don't remember much about it? Yeah, and the room was dark because only the emergency light was on. But there was definitely no one else in that room. Only me and that little girl. So it had to be Earth that hit me. She's not having second thoughts about that, it seems. So that's it, huh? Well, Nick, this one's easy. I know what to do. You're finally starting to act like your normal self. The jet lag must have hit you like a ton of bricks, huh? There is a clear contradiction in Olivia's testimony. It's time to present some evidence and expose her lies. Oh, maybe I present this thing because that's clearly from another toy.
Objection!
Miss Al Dente, I would like to confirm just one thing. The stuffed animal you submitted to the police. Is it this one? Yeah, that's the one. No doubt about it. I'm sorry, but if that's the case, things simply don't add up. What doesn't add up? If it's about the leg, it's that girl's fault. It got ripped off because she wouldn't let go. The problem is not something that's missing from this stuffed animal. On the contrary, it's something that shouldn't be there in the first place. Something that shouldn't be there. And that is, of course, this item. This is the final piece of evidence received from the guard, Mr. Smiles. Strange, isn't it? Something was definitely ripped off this plushie, but it wasn't its leg. It was the tag. You noticed it too, didn't you, Miss Al Dente? If this is the stuffed animal that Miss Cantabella was holding when you found her, then why is the tag still on it? You know what? I'm ending off now. In the middle of the case, I know. See you next time.